Kat. Good to be here today. Thank you all for joining for this topic. I'm very passionate about how we engage the front lines in safety. My name is Jade Brainard. I'm our Senior Director of Product Management at KPA. So I oversee product direction and am responsible for strategy and what we're doing next to support our customers to enable you tools that we put in your hands to help support that safety culture, improving participation, getting everyone at your business involved in the safety program. Today, I want to talk about some strategies that you can use and some successes that our customers have seen in just implementing different tools and processes to really get that participation, engage the front lines, and really have everyone rowing in the same direction in terms of how we think about safety and how we prioritize it. Just a couple of things before we jump into the topic at hand. A little bit about KPA. KPA has been around for a little over 30 years as an EHS provider. We have a all-encompassing EHS software program called KPA Flex. The product is named Flex because of its flexibility, and this is really what makes this product unique in the market. We truly believe there's no such thing as one size fits all for safety or EHS. So we build programs that respect the customer choice and enable our customers to configure a program that fits your needs. So whether you have a remote workforce or you have a manufacturing floor or you have limited connectivity, you can build a program and a tool will help you with that supports this effort of building a safety culture that fits your business needs. So not only is the software program robust and configurable, it provides all the tools and solutions you need for audits and inspections, incident management. We have a very robust training program with over 800 different courses and topics, configurable topics that you can deliver e-learning training to your workforce, as well as boots on the ground services. So we also have over 100 credentialed EHS professionals that with over 35 plus years of experience that work with our customers to help guide and provide advisory services to help you in your journey and improving your safety program. A little bit about the product. I kind of talked about this already, but it is a one-stop shop for your EHS needs. So you'll see the different kind of buckets of solutions down there at the bottom. So kind of our EHS component with audit inspection tools, incident management, corrective actions, a full training program, safety data sheet, contractor management. So everything that you might need to enable kind of technology tools to help you with your EHS programs. That's a little bit about KPA. Let's get into the topic at hand today. So we're talking about engaging the front lines in safety, which can be a very difficult thing to do, especially if your culture is not supportive of participation. Safety is everyone's responsibility, but getting everyone to feel that sense of responsibility is easier said than done. So there's three main things that I want to cover today. Number one is how we foster a safety first mindset amongst our frontline workers. So we can't talk about workforce engagement without talking about culture. So we'll spend a little bit of time talking about culture and what some of our customers have done. Secondly, how we can leverage technology. Technology is your friend. There's a lot of options out there. I'm going to just talk about a few options that can really, really help you in supporting this initiative to engage your front lines. This is by no means going to be an exhaustive list, but just some successes that our customers have seen. I'm going to highlight some of the capabilities that we have in the KPA program that can support this. And then lastly, how we can explore effective communication strategies. As I said before, there's no such thing as a one size fits all. It is your responsibility to really understand how you reach your people and how you communicate and what communication strategy works best for you. What works best for you may not work best for another organization. So it's really key to choose solutions and communication options that really fit your needs. So let's dive in first to talking about enabling a safety first mindset. So if getting active participation in your safety program has been a challenge, you are not alone. This is a very common challenge, common issues. There's a lot of obstacles, and some of the ones that are on the screen here may look familiar to you because they are very common. We hear this all the time with our customer base. So the first one is crickets or silence, which is just lack of engagement when it comes to your safety culture. So often people don't take a personal responsibility for safety. They think, oh, it's not my job. We have a safety manager that will do that. It's not something I need to concern myself with. Really common issue or challenge when it comes to engaging that or building that strong culture. Secondly, maybe a reactive approach, also very common. We talk a lot about leading and lagging indicators, and sometimes we don't think about safety until something's already happened. Well, somebody got hurt. Maybe it's just, first aid or, something happened. Now we need to remember what that safety protocol is. Now we need to maybe think about some corrective actions versus taking a proactive approach to managing safety. Safety is more than just the absence of injury. Maybe procrastination. I'll do it later. I'll do it later mentality. So oftentimes, individuals think they can just delay reporting or addressing safety issues, which can lead to even more serious consequences. We need to take quick action, and that can mean the difference between success or failure of many safety standards. Safety is a now business. It's not a wait until later to do that paperwork. Maybe time. Sometimes many employees feel that there's simply not enough hours in the day to properly address safety concerns. Maybe we need to cut corners, and oftentimes those corners we're cutting are the safety measures. Maybe not need to use all that PPE, or I don't need to tie off exactly with the standards, and those can lead to serious increased risks. And then lastly, even just a struggle between processes, whether your process is manual or you have adopted some sort of technology that's maybe not the best fit for your organization. Maybe the technology is too hard to use, which makes our workforce reluctant to adopt it. Or if our process is manual, I gotta go find that document. I gotta go, find that audit or inspection, find the clipboard, and then bring it back to the office. If it's not practical, then it's not going to get done. So all of these challenges are very common in many organizations, but if we can address them, it can help us move forward to a culture where safety is prioritized and everyone takes a part in maintaining it. Go to the next slide here, a little bit of a delay. Every year, KPA does a survey, an analysis, or kind of a research initiative where we evaluate kind of the state of the EHS market. And we look at how or where EHS professionals are going to be focusing their time and energy, where are the major concerns. And you'll see this question that I'm showing on the screen here. It says, what are the key areas of your EHS program that your organization will focus on in the next 12 months? Every year we ask the same question. And every year there's roughly 400 respondents to the survey across varying industries and sizes of organization. But every year I've highlighted increasing participation is the top of the list. So that goes back to our topic at hand, engaging the front lines in safety. Every organization, no matter the size, no matter the industry, is struggling in this area. It's always in the top 4. reducing incidents is always number one. And maybe there's a correlation here of course, we want to reduce incidents, but maybe if our training was more effective, we could reduce incidents. Maybe if we were able to increase participation and engage the front lines, we could in turn reduce incidents. So it's interesting that the correlation that can be drawn from here, but really to make the point that you're not alone. This is a very common issue. So we're going to talk about some key strategies that we can implement to improve frontline engagement. This is by no means an exhaustive list. These are some key strategies we've really seen work for our customers and some areas that I want to highlight today. So we'll first talk about building a safety first culture. I'm going to give some examples and we're going to talk about the importance of that, but that is key. Encouraging an open door policy for reporting issues, having leadership demonstrate a role and commitment to safety is key to the success of improving frontline engagement. Secondarily, enhancing our communication channels, promoting regular feedback loops, evaluating how we're communicating. Is it practical? Are we meeting our workforce where they are, or are we being more of a burden? Empowering frontline workers. Do we go beyond kind of the check the box? Are we leading with a stick or a carrot? Are we empowering them to participate, or are we more enforcing? And then lastly, evaluating our tools and our resources, making sure that our workforce has safety accessible to them in a practical way. Do they have the right tools at their fingertips to do their job effectively and safety to not be a burden? So we're going to look at some different technology solutions and how we can implement these strategies, starting with the first one here, which is key, building a safety first culture. This is easier said than done. But certainly building a safety first culture, it is key to engaging our front lines, and it starts with leadership. If we don't have leadership's commitment to prioritizing safety processes and ensuring that everyone understands that this is a company-wide responsibility, it's not just the responsibility of the safety team, then our initiatives are going to fall flat. So just sharing an example here, there's a kind of a quote on this slide. This is one of KPA's customers, GE Johnson. They are a general contractor, fairly decent size, out of the Colorado area. And when they came on board with KPA, like many other KPA customers, they didn't have a solution in place. So they're migrating from manual process, everything's an administrative burden, to now we need to shift our culture to adopting a technology solution, which can be a big challenge. And it is a huge transition to think about. When we think about change management within an organization, we're implementing a new way of doing things. Implementing a new safety system or a way to facilitate your safety program is a huge change. We should think about it like a change management process. So leadership is key. Safety culture is from the top floor to the shop floor, from C-suite to craft, and how we need to implement these changes. So what GE Johnson did, which worked out really well for them, they knew this was a big deal. So as they're transitioning their safety program to a technology-led solution, that started with their leadership team. From their executive leaders, they started with a notification to the entire company, notifying them that, hey, we are making some changes with our safety program. We've purchased a technology tool. Here are the benefits and how it's going to support you. We expect full participation, kind of setting the tone for how important that is. And then secondly, they rolled out additional trainings. So had support with in-person trainings, with online trainings, kind of 6 different sessions for different roles within the organization, supervisory level, craft level, so that everyone understood what role they could play and how they needed to participate. And then lastly, the safety team is readily available. So they are on site, ready to answer questions, demonstrate how to effectively use the program, walk them through, all right, we used to do our pre-task plans this way. Now we can do it this way. And these are the benefits to you. So this was really key for them in shifting that culture, in really ensuring adoption and engaging the front lines in the safety program. Next, let's talk about kind of some technology solutions. So we've set the stage. Where leadership is involved. We are headed in the right direction from a culture standpoint. Now, what else can we be doing to leverage our technology tools to enhance that engagement? First, let's kind of take a little trip back in time. We've really come a long way in terms of technology in our workforce communication just in the past 2 decades. So we look at pre-2000s, which it's crazy we can say the 1900s now, but just a couple of decades ago, the way that we were communicating with our workforce was manually. We had written manuals. You get hired today, here's the safety manual. Hopefully you read it, good luck. And then, migrated to more offsite or instructor-led training, not maybe as much on the job, but you go to kind of a learning lab and you might, get a crash course in different safety topics. And then we enter into the early 2000s and we start to digitize. We maybe have CDs or DVDs that we can pop into a DVD player and watch a safety video. The introduction of the LMS, a learning management system, was the early 2000s. Now we can track training. We can track renewals. We can make sure that our workforce is getting refreshers. And then entering into the 2010s, the 2020s, that's when cloud-based technology is really introduced. Now we have mobile learning, mobile communication. Everyone has that phone in their hands. Now the safety program can really be at the fingertips of our entire workforce. And now we're into the 2020s and kind of looking at some future trends. There are every day different technology solutions popping up with different options of how we can communicate with our workforce, introducing gamification. Not death by PowerPoint of, now we make learning safety actually interactive and fun. Micro-learning, sending bits and pieces of information, maybe introducing wearables, virtual augmented reality, and AI and machine learning. So that's where the trends are headed. You might think about, where is your organization on this timeline? Are you still in the pre-2000s or are you adopting some of those future trend tools? No matter where you are, not every solution is right for your organization. So it's really important to key in on what tools are going to enable your success. So we'll go to the next slide here and talk about enhancing our communication channels. So, we need to start with a baseline of how are we communicating, safety information to our workforce currently. And is that a practical method? So are we allowing two-way communication, kind of back and forth, or is our workforce just hearing information directly, from the safety team? They're maybe getting an email, they're getting a toolbox talk, they're getting us a refresher safety training annually. That is the one-way communication. Two-way communication is really how we enhance those communication channels, and we can start to get information back. We can start to promote these feedback loops where we're hearing directly from the workforce, hey, this is a hazard, or this would be a better way to perform this task. Our frontline employees are oftentimes our most knowledgeable employees, and they know the best way to perform the job safely. They may not do it every time, but if we are promoting feedback loops in our safety program, then we can work together to implement a program that works. So look at your communication channels. Mobile is a great way to do that, because now we can get that two-way communication. We can send information out. We can also receive it back. A lot of our customers have implemented a great tool that we have in the KPA Flex program called Question of the Day. So this is introducing sort of that gamification or micro-learning type technology solution. But let's just say, like the example on the screen here, maybe you're having a lot of incidents related to ladder accidents and improper ladder use, maybe even just a lot of near misses about it. So you want to start a campaign or initiative to let's kind of measure where we're at. We can't just put everybody through another hour-long training. That's only going to be so effective. But how else can we gauge, the understanding of the workforce? Question of the day is a great way that our customers do that. So, it's even just here, an easy question: ladder accidents rarely result in serious injuries, true or false? So I'm out in the field. I receive a notification on my mobile device. My question of the day is ready. I can go in, answer that very quickly, takes 30 seconds. And then I can see a leaderboard. Was I the first to respond? Did I get it right across the business? And even involve kind of more of a competitive nature to participating in the safety program. Gives the safety individual the things that they need. Is the information getting across? Does our workforce understand the risks that are apparent, and are they participating? So we can make participation fun by enhancing those communication channels. Secondly, empowering our frontline workers. Giving them a sense of ownership in our safety practices through active participation in safety improvement initiatives. So this could mean involving them in risk assessments, allowing them to provide input on safety protocols, allowing them to participate in safety committee meetings. A lot of our customers have implemented really simple solutions like what you see on the screen is, posting QR codes. Thanks to COVID now, we are all intimately familiar with how to use a QR code. So, it doesn't have to be this exact example, but, maybe you call it a near miss, maybe you call it an observation report or something like that. I can scan a QR code, fill out a quick form, maybe attach a photo, and now I'm participating proactively in the safety program, or empowering our workforce to participate and be an active, involved individual in the safety and health of our workforce. Lastly, providing the right tools and resources. It is key. So, I don't know how many of you have probably taken some generic training where, you skip to the end as much as you can, maybe just to get to the test. I'm thinking of, OSHA 10 or OSHA 30. I may be OSHA 30 certified, but I guarantee you I'm not qualified to come on site to your location and be, a low risk for your organization. So providing the right tools and resources means that we're making the safety program practical. It's practical to their day-to-day business, their day-to-day job. We're not interrupting or making this a burden. The safety program is practically available, it's accessible, and it's relevant. So relevance is really key in what I'm kind of talking about this generic safety training. What a lot of our customers have done in our KPA Flex solution is begin to customize materials to make it fit their topics and make it relevant to their business more effectively. So take like electrical safety training as an example. So your generic safety electrical training it might not provide photos or examples of the exact power equipment that that your workforce uses, and therefore it's not relevant. And how effective is it going to be if it's not relevant? So the top is just an example of what one of our customers has done. They are in the oil and gas industry, and they've customized the electrical safety program to include photos of their job locations. So if I'm a new employee, before I even show up on site, I have a diagram of the job site. I see highlighted in red the areas where there's power generation. I know what electrical equipment is used at this business, including turbines, gas pressure control trailers, gas compressor units. You're not going to find that sort of training and education in generic safety training. So can you customize, can you configure the material that you're sending out to make sure that it is relevant to your business? And lastly, so using technology as a tool. So we've covered just some really key areas here, but as I mentioned, this is by no means an exhaustive list. These are some key strategies we've seen our customers implement, like GE Johnson, where they've implemented a tool that now they have a single source of truth for all things safety. Makes reporting a lot easier. We have one place to go to. Everyone is participating in it. We're automating processes. It's become much more efficient. We can put safety in the hands of everyone. We can immediately view data, and we can promote those regular feedback loops. We get real-time visibility. As I mentioned, safety is a now business. Technology is your tool that helps you enable that here and now. We can effectively communicate lessons learned. So promote that two-way communication. Not only are we getting observation reports in, but we can communicate back to our workforce now, hey, here's some corrective actions we've implemented. Thank you for letting us know about those observations. And now this is a resource for our individuals, our team to be empowered. They can act on their personal responsibility to safety. So technology is really a tool, like our customers have seen, to help enable you and really empower that frontline workforce and engage them in the safety program. That really covers what I wanted to review with you today. Hopefully this was helpful in just kind of thinking about some strategies to improve frontline engagement. If you'd like more information about KPA, you can find us on our website and reach out for more. We'd be happy to chat with you. Thank you.